Would you like to see Donald Trump use the military against some of his enemies in the country?
Well, sure. I mean, I think he is, don't you?
Well, in
Yeah.
Los Angeles, for sure.
Yeah, and I think he is other places. It's not made public, but it's happening.
Would you like to see Donald Trump use the military against U.S. citizens?
If they've done something wrong and they're trying to hide, yeah.
And what do you think?
If they're treasonous, if they deserve it, yeah.
Do you think some Democrats in the Senate and the House are treasonous?
I think they probably all are. Every last one of them.
All Democrats are treasonous?
Probably. That are in the House and the Senate, yeah.
You may never see a better look into the MAGA mindset than what this woman just gave us. These people would rather throw their constitutional rights and any semblance of moral clarity they have left out the window than dare to think critically about what their dear leader is demanding of them. I say you go, okay? Simon says, and my name's not even Simon. And they don't even care. They don't even know his name's not Simon is the weirdest part. The cruelty we're seeing towards immigrant communities across this nation has always been the point. It's not just a feature of their ideology, it is the purpose. The sooner our fellow Americans realize that fact, the better off we will be, and the better off those who are being treated in this horrible way will be. Take a look at yet another clip from The Good Liars, showing this complete callous attitude towards our fellow human beings.
What are your thoughts on some of the immigrants being sent to El Salvador, to those vicious prisons there?
I'm all for it. You're here illegally. You broke the law to get here. You need to go. If you want to come back and didn't commit any crimes while you were here or there, then come back legally.
But going to those prisons, there is not a way out of those prisons. They're designed so you stay there for life, and you can't go outside, and you're in a cell with 50 other people. Is that the right punishment for coming into the country illegally?
That is the punishment that they chose. Listen, if I go over a border, I'm going to be in prison. Any other border, any other country, that's how it is. So, yes, that's the way it should be.
But a prison that's in another country that is a vicious, basically concentration camp, that's okay?
I don't have a problem with it.
Case, point, set, match. And that's not even a phrase. But there's not even the slightest acknowledgement or any concern with the illegality of such an action, let alone the immorality of indefinitely imprisoning human beings in a foreign prison camp. There's no further thoughts going through that tiny little brain other than they said these people are criminals, so they must be criminals, so therefore they don't deserve basic human decency. I'm good with treating them like ants.
Concentration camp? That's okay?
I don't have a problem with it.
You have a problem.
What's even more disgusting is her wholesale dismissal of the conditions these people are living under, even as Jason Selvig from The Good Liars gave her multiple opportunities to amend her answer and re-qualify her take. She continued to double down on the dehumanization and refused to take the chances she was given. Somebody gives you an out. You're saying on camera you don't care about people being treated like animals. You want to rephrase it? No, sir, I do not. Oh, well, that's good. Look, I think it has to be said that these attitudes and sentiments, of course, have always existed in this country and will continue to persist for as long as right-wing media continues to play into racism and fear to drive their viewership. It's really how they get people buying my pillows, and so that can't stop, obviously. Just take a look at some of these clips.
I bet a bunch of guys that are dating illegal alien Spanish girls are like, ICE, here's the address. She hasn't been very good.
They opened the border and they gave benefits to 10 million illegal aliens. The goal? Well, made a lot of those protesters happy, right? Those organizations. But the goal was to resettle America with new people in order to transform it completely in ways that you really can't do at the ballot box, at least when you're not that radical, when you're that radical. Now, in all these protests, we see that the idea of the melting pot in America that was what legal immigration was all about, that is long gone. Now foreigners who come here feel entitled and expect us to melt into their cultures. Embracing America, abiding by our laws, honoring our customs, that is out the window. Instead of bringing America into your own experience, they're encouraged to resist America. So you got online propaganda, bought and paid for by rich Democrat donors, feeds this radicalism, and Heck, many of our own schools teach them to resist the government here.
So many of the activists that you see on the streets, these are the the Latino ones at least, a lot of them are the really ungrateful children of immigrants who come to America, legal and illegal, working hard, trying to get the American dream. And what happens? They have to send their kids to school, and they end up in the LA county, the LA district, the LA school district. And that school district is not about educating. That district is, and that entire system is about creating little Marxist, communist activists.
This is what the most popular cable news channel is spreading to millions of people across the country. And far too many of them are falling for the thinly veiled white supremacist rhetoric they're hearing. You see, Fox News has been doing this for a very long time. They are spreading anti-immigrant sentiment. They are othering them in a way that dehumanizes them. And look, we need borders. We need strong borders. We don't need to treat people who come here seeking a better life as though they're subhuman, because here's a news flash for those of you who don't get it yet. They're not. They're full human. And maybe you should recognize that. But they're going to keep pushing their white nativist rhetoric, anything they can do or say to justify whatever the Trump administration does. And things are, of course, even worse at independent right-wing outlets like the Daily Wire.
We like to say that Democrats want to import new voters, and that's true. They do want to import new voters. But this isn't just about winning elections. After all, election victories are fleeting. They're transitory, right? You win some elections, you lose some elections. The deeper goal is to reshape America demographically. It is to make America less white, less European by descent.
Well, what gets lost here is go after the gang members, not the gardeners. Okay, go after the criminals, not the construction workers.
Most of them are
they all
economic
get kind of lumped in together, and that's where we need to have a little nuance.
You actually have to go after the gardener. I'm sorry to say. I like the gardener. I'm sorry that Joe Biden opened the gates to them and Democrats and some squish Republicans. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that they put them in that bad situation. But most of the people who are coming over are not face-tattooed, Satan-worshipping criminals, though they work with them to get over here.
So yeah, Fox News hosts are much more polished and sly with their rhetoric, but the sentiment is the same between them and Daily Wire ridiculous characters like Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles. Immigrant lives are less valuable to them than anyone else's. And so what can we do as progressives, as people that want the world to progress towards a better place that treats everybody equally, where everybody has the same ability to rise and to succeed and to not be thrown in gulags in El Salvador. We got to push back wherever we can. Attend a rally if one comes up. Speak out on social media. Speak out if you see somebody mistreating somebody just in life. If you ever go outside anymore, I barely do. It's too scary out there. I'm Ben Gleib for Rebel HQ. You can subscribe to my podcast, The Wrong Side of History, where I debate a Trump supporter every week on the issues dividing the country. And you can follow me at Ben Gleib on Instagram. Thanks.